Hello everyone and welcome to the Pokebattler website. My name is Famous from FLWVideos, and in today's episode we're going to be talking about the top 10 options versus the Pokemon Zekrom being added into Pokemon Go, and of course figuring out what's going to be the best counters that you would want to use. Now the cool thing about this simulation is we're going to actually include some of the previous Pokemon, the Tau Trio, that will also be coming out. So we've got Kyurem, we've got Reshiram, and then of course Zekrom, assuming that at this point in time they are all released for this simulation just to help out with the future value. So we're going to be talking about Shadow Pokemon, Legendary, Non-Legendary, and then of course so much more. So in the number one position, we actually have a Shadow Dragonite. If you manage to have yourself a Shadow Dragonite, unlock that secondary charge move or TM over to it during the event, you can do some amazing damage. It's going to be the absolute best situation that you could go with. But you do want to go with Dragon Claw and Dragon Tail. And then if you have Dragon Tail, Dracometer, I mean, that's just like a simulation or whatever, but not that big of a change in the performance. We got a 5-star on the damage, 2-star on the bulk, and then a 1-star on the consistency. And overall ranking at level 40, it's getting in at 7th. But once again, we talked a little bit about this with Reshiram, but basically the Dragon-type attackers are really going to have to just look out for those Dragon-type moves. So basically just watch out for Outrage in this case. And as far as being able to low-man this, it's going to be technically possible, but extremely difficult to do it with 2 people. So you would at least need 3, if not 4, to be able to do this. And that's on like the low end of it as far as the number of people are concerned. So when we get into the number 2 position, we've got Palkia. So Palkia is going to be a beast of a Pokemon. Dragon Tail, Draco Meteor. In that case, if you go with Dragon Breath, you're getting a little bit of a drop in performance, but honestly, not that big of a deal, especially if you have one ready for PvP. Don't worry about changing the TMs in that case. We got a 5-star on the damage, 3-star on the bulk, and a 3-star on the consistency, so definitely looking good there. As far as its estimations and everything are concerned for the rankings level 40, we have an overall ranking of 5th, no red flags whatsoever for Palkia. Really just have to kind of look out for that move Outrage, but we've already kind of discussed that. But something different just because of adding on its water typing, for example, you are going to pick up a resistance against Flash Cannon, so that's going to be kind of an interesting situation. So we're going to go ahead and get on to the 3rd Pokemon, and that's going to be Zekrom. So assuming that the movesets don't change or anything like that, we're going to go with Dragon Breath and then Outrage. And if you check out its moveset, you don't want to try out another one. Too big of a drop in performance. 5-star on the damage, 5-star on the bulk, and then a 2-star on the consistency. And you're going to be able to guess what the reason for that is. But an overall ranking of 1st at level 40. So what a beast of a Pokemon. So excited to be able to get this. And then, of course, power it up. But anyways, check out this. You're going to have to look out for the Outrage, but you've got a double resistance against that Wild Charge. You got a resistance against Flash Cannon, so Zekrom's really going to be able to run away with it, especially if Zekrom doesn't have the move Outrage in the raid. Into the number 4th position is Garchomp. So Garchomp is really going to be able to shine here just because of its typing and then, of course, its moveset. So we've got Dragon Tail and Outrage. We see a little bit of a drop, but pretty good for Earthquake and the Mudshot, so adding in those ground type moves is going to be great. 5-star on damage, 5-star on bulk, and then a 2-star on the consistency. But other than that, it's ranked out at 2nd, so only behind Zekrom in this case. We got a triple resistance against that Wild Charge, so wow, if you go up against that one, definitely try to use Garchomp. Outrage is the only thing that you're going to have to look out for. Into the number 5 position, we've got Reshiram. So we're going to be seeing this Tau Trio in here. Reshiram and then, of course, Zekrom are just beast of a Pokemon. So anyways, we've got Dragon Breath and then Draco Meteor. Big drop-off on the performance of the moveset, so just stick with that. We've got a 5-star, 5-star, and then a 4-star. So very good as far as the overall ratings are concerned. 14 out of 15. Overall, we are seeing 4th as far as its rankings at level 40 are concerned, so no red flags there. And then like we said before, just got to look out for the Outrage in that case, but you do get some resistances out of some other types, so that's going to be amazing for Reshiram. Into the number 6 position, we've got Dialga. So Dialga, you're going to use Dragon Breath and Draco Meteor. So like we talked about, if you've got it for PvP ready to go with that moveset, I wouldn't worry about TMing it or anything like that. Just stick with that one for sure. But anyways, we've got a 5-star on the damage, 5-star on the bulk, and then a 3-star on the consistency. Still going to get a check there. An overall ranking of 3rd at level 40. And really, the only thing that kind of hurts it is just the time to win a little bit. But what it lacks in time to win, it ends up staying in the fight longer. So you'll save on potions, you'll save on revives, you'll save on stuff like that if you choose to use Dialga. And like we said, it's going to be technically very defensive in that way. We've got no weaknesses whatsoever as far as the moveset is concerned. Into the number 7 position, we've got Shadow Salamence. So we have our second Shadow on this list, looking really good. If you manage to have yourself one, definitely looking good. But something interesting about this is going to be its consistency, getting a 5-star, but the bulk not so much. And that's really going to have to do with some of the neutral situations. So, but anyways, we're going to have to look out for Outrage once again. But it's just something to kind of consider. Definitely a Glass Cannon, but man, can he output that damage. Into the number 8 position, we've got Rayquaza. So for Rayquaza, you want to go with Dragon Tail and Outrage. You're going to get a huge drop in performance, so you don't want to use anything else. Looking good on damage, bulk, and consistency, not so much. We've got an overall ranking of 14th when we take a look at the level 40 rankings. Really, the big issue stems down from the fact that it acts much like a Glass Cannon. We talked about it before, same typing as Salamence, but just look out for that Outrage. That's going to be a common thing when you're talking about these legendary, or when you talk about these Dragon-type Pokemon. So we're going to get a little bit different numbers here. Draco Meteor looking good here, actually, as opposed to Outrage. Sometimes that just works with the way that the movesets end up hitting the Pokemon. We're going to get a low consistency score, a low bulk score, so definitely glassy. So just keep that in mind. You're going to be using quite a bit of potions and revives, and just look out for that Outrage. You're noticing a theme here. When we get into the 10th and final position, we've got just the regular Dragonite. So Dragonite, proven to really showcase its talents here when we talk about this Tau Trio. So we got Dragon Tail, Draco Meteor, and then you're seeing that there's just so many combinations that you could technically go with. So do just whatever you need to do. Don't worry about spending those TMs because you're not getting a major drop-off in that performance. Looking good here, looking good here. Consistency, surprisingly, a 3-star, so definitely amazing there. And no real red flags, just a little bit on the lower side as far as the numbers are concerned. But once again, just look out for that Outrage. But anyways, I hope this was helpful in providing you with a guide for the top 10. If you don't have these Pokemon or are looking for some alternative options, head over to the simulation page on Pokebattler, go over to Zekrom, and then check out some lower options.